Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Totally Not the Bloodletters, some totally other gang doing crimes, stealing shit from trains with our sweet beards and our great accents. Welcome back.
With the Empire.
Right, here we go. We're gonna fight for freedom.
Down with the Emperor.
Scotland. All right. So, where are we at? What's happening? Trains are occurring. We're gonna win at trains.
It's time to win all the trains.
All right.
We're great at trains.
All right. Cool.
So
I see what you were doing.
Look at this.
Fancy guy over here.
then
Why don't you design some graphics, John? So fancy. With your polygons. I guess they're...
get a load of these rectangles, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, to be fair, trains are, generally speaking, kind of rectangular.
Tis a fine diagram.
So we cut in
It's a
to
bonny lass.
the Deathlands. We haven't seen really these in the Bloodletters so far. The camera is flying in from a height, piercing through the clouds, and instead of seeing the glittering electric lights of Duskfall, we see the windswept, ashen black fields of the Deathlands and the twisted, petrified trees and crags cut through the earth, and the devastation from the cataclysm. Everything sort of blasted sideways and ash blowing, this black miasmic clouds swirling around, and occasional glimpses, in the insane CGI shot, we probably like fly right through a ghost who's like, "Rah!" He's screaming at the camera.
Ghosts hate cameras. They hate them.
Yeah, they do. Fucking gonna steal my soul. It's all I got. So we get this glimpse for the first time of the Deathlands, and it's intense. It's crazy, pitch dark, except for the moonlight coming down. So we fly in and we see the Bloodletters arrayed in their gear, their grinders, rain slickers, their gas masks and air tanks slung over their backs.
I'm probably just like, I can't see a fucking thing in this. I'm like, getting this thing, I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to rob a train's dumb mask on?
I think we look the most metal of all, however, because we have these killer gas masks, and then wrapped around them, like we have the slicks covering our faces.
Yeah.
I think in our view, we look like the grinders wish they could look this cool.
We're the railjack grinder, the grinder jacks. We're
Jack grinders. We love jacking and grinding.
Wait, it's a different game. The space
jacking and grinding.
Jacking and grinding.
That's all we do.
Yep.
So the camera flies in, and it's not manually. There's no manual pumping going on.
John.
But there is this. It's a railjack emergency vehicle that you've acquired. We're gonna find out what quality this thing is. If you got it like some broken thing that you got from somewhere, if you got an actually like good one.
It's the Cadillac of whatever those things are called.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on our role, but did we go to the junkyard to acquire this asset? Or
who knows? We're going to find out. It's big enough for the crew. It's barely. Like everyone there, like Cyclops is right behind RC with his rain slicker flapping in the wind, and there's like double rows of the rest of the Bloodletters shielding their faces from the blowing wind and breathing heavily into their gas mask. And then there's another like set on either side of guys hanging on to the side of the thing, because it's not big enough for everyone.
So names for these things include pump trolley, pump car, Kalamazoo, velocipede. Any of those, they all work.
I think the pump trolley is probably the
Yeah, I was just thinking electro trolley.
Or
might be
just
the
a bunch of
replacement.
grinders up on this pump trolley.
yeah.
Here to jack a train.
It's a fine pump trolley.
It's a wee pump trolley.
Yeah, it's too wee for all of us.
It's not wait.
I'm pumping as hard as I can.
Look, it's just grinders on a pump trolley. What's wrong?
Just
Why
it's
are
fine.
you? Don't
Come on, whatever.
Find out of the gutter. Jeez.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So we see that. Who's like at the controls? I mean, it's not that exciting. It's like go forward or brake is kind of what we got, but Who's actually driving the
I
thing?
feel like RC and I are probably in charge of pumping the pump trolley, and I think that Oscar is probably navigating our way through the darkness of the Darklands.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Operating vehicles is generally a matter of finesse, by the way. If that
Yeah. I was going to say, I like the idea of Oscar or Cantor operating the thing, since RC is not finesse.
That is not RC's specialty. Yeah, I don't think it's anyone's specialty per se, but maybe Cantor.
No, it's nobody's specialty. But
well, fun. That's great.
I have it. Yeah.
Like you said, John, it's simple. You just go forward and back, right?
Yep.
This is it.
So because of your engagement role, we learned that you are beginning in a risky situation. And here's the risky situation. So you're approaching, you see dimly ahead of you on the right. So the gray little box here is your pump trolley. You're moving from left to right towards the switch.
Cool.
I love that we're actually seeing it moving, but go on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so you're approaching the switch, and at the switch there's rail style lights, probably danger light and like switches on and switches off and other. It looks mysterious to you. You see like an array of lights that mean something to train people probably. I don't think in Duskwall they have the convenient like red, amber, green situation. It's like some strange code or something.
Sure.
And that's where the two tracks meet. These two black lines meet. But then you also see, somewhat surprisingly, as you're getting closer to the switch, a trail of small lights heading off to your right, towards the bottom of the image here, towards this big red square, which is a structure. There's a construction squat stone building with metal poles built around it and crackling electro field around it. It's like a little station. It's probably the size of like a 2-bedroom apartment. Like it's fairly small. And some black miasma blows across the tracks and sort of reveals it crackling there. And you can see that it's connected to the switching station. So there's the switch pole and the switch lights at the track point, and then there's this row of lights and like chain strung between them, so you can hand over hand it in the darkness out to the switch, going from the building to the switch.
Nice.
Then,
that should be our apartment. I want to claim that turf. It's gonna be my house.
It's a new turf.
Well, it is outside the city, so technically we can't.
So we see that, and your eyes are drawn to it because the lights are there. And then around some sweeping bend of the track ahead of you, the bright, brilliant, searing light of one of these trains appears, and you realize this is the risky situation from the engagement roll. You realize that there's a train barreling down towards the switch right now.
I'm having like Donkey Kong Country flashbacks.
Yeah, so we have to get to the switch fast enough to flip it.
I throw a barrel at the switch.
Yeah, you got to beat it to the switch basically.
All right, awesome. So
a hand cart leaves the station going 14 kilometers an hour. Yeah.
A train barrels towards the station.
Yeah, we're literally living in a basic math problem.
Yes,
you are. Yeah, you are.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm
so what we need
screwed.
to do is cheat, because we need to cheat on this test.
Yeah.
Because I think otherwise, math is going to kill us. The math squad is just going to murder us all.
We just need to change the track, right?
It's a race. Yeah, you want to get to the thing and do the switch before the train barrels past.
Yeah.
Or you'll miss the first load, and you'll miss out on the munitions that are on that train, presumably. Or you can just be like, well, shit, we can't do this. We don't have time.
So they're not going to barrel towards us. We could.
Yeah, it's hard to tell here. Like, it's not one track. There's like two tracks next to each other, one going out and one coming in.
Got it. So we just need to beat it there. Otherwise, we're going to lose out on that.
Otherwise,
train.
it's going to go past you. Yeah. They don't actually have like tracks that crash into each other. They have side by sides.
Yeah. Well, nautical Fluffy Death just reminded me. Ursi knows nautical shit. It's all math and measurements and stuff like that.
Yeah,
totally got this. Just go faster. Just get there before it does.
Get there before it does, and manipulate whatever stuff is there to make the switch work.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Right. Or wreck whatever stuff it is to make the switch work once.
Yeah.
That's another option.
Okay, well, let's get there.
Yeah.
So you're gonna like kick it into overdrive or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I think this is when we find out what quality of pump trolley you've got. Who's actually at the controls? Cantor, you're like holding the thing.
I think he said Oscar was doing
Oscars,
that.
yeah, I'm fucking pumping for my life. here.
Okay, yeah, it's not totally manual, but there's a machine next to the driver's compartment where you like control the electroplasm flow or whatever, and you're like twisting dials and stuff or whatever. Yeah, you don't know. The one thing goes up and one goes down. You know, but it's not that complicated.
As a point of note, Oscar does have a dot and tinker and finesse.
Yeah.
Well, nice.
I got a finesse dot too.
Yeah.
So I can help with that stuff. But right now, pumping it.
So before the finesse roll, let's roll your acquire asset. And so Oscar, as you push it forward to leap ahead to try to catch up, the engine catches and it starts whining. And let's see how good it is.
Cool. Refresh my memory. Is acquire asset a skill roll or tier?
It's tier.
All right, cool. Sean, will you take 1 die off of the bloodletters for me?
Will I take 1 coin off, you mean?
Yes, please.
Sure thing. All right. Oh, I'm looking at RC. Let me grab bloodletters. Bloodletters, much more coin. Yep. Cool. You want to roll it? You want me to?
2 dice, right? I got this.
2 dice. Do we want to use one of our contacts to help acquire this?
Do we have a contact?
Because it's down. We're taking downtime action. Well, we have. I mean, they haven't come up, but we have Hawks.
Well, our best friend is Lydra, who's a broker.
Yeah, and we also have Hawksley, a smuggler.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Old
Hawksley can totally help us
old
with this.
smugglerino there. He'll
Old Hawksley.
He probably has one of these. He's like
just sitting in his backyard.
around, yeah.
pump
Or
trial.
he might, or he
Like
might
up
help-
on blocks with no wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one of those in the backyard. You can just have that. It's cool. I was thinking about fixing it, but
All right.
Got
So
3 halves of a pump trolley. I don't know which halves
so,
they
so
are.
do you feel like that's sufficient for a die? Would a smuggler actually be able to give us an in on where to acquire something like this?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right.
Smuggling
Here
by rail
goes.
is totally a thing.
All right. Well, okay. So that's a
Tier 2.
tier 2.
It's a tier 2. Yep, that is a tier 2 pump trolley, which is 2 tiers below what it normally is when it's in like brand new. So this is an older, crappy version of a pump trolley. You can pump.
doesn't have all the cool bells and whistles that your like fancier pump trolleys do. Like an
Well, it's an
automated
old
pumping
engine.
system. And
Of course, we're on the thing that's like barely chugging along.
man, next time we gotta get one of those trolleys that pumps himself.
So you can dump 2 coin into this thing to make it like as good as a normal train car, or you can take your tier 2 version and make your finesse roll. But you'll be outclassed by the train.
I am totally okay with making that roll because I have an idea for a setup action.
Outclassed by a train. Go figure. Yeah, let's do it.
This train is way
Yeah,
classy.
it's a fucking train.
Yeah, and we're on a pump trolley.
Surprising no one. The train is better at being a train than we are.
Yeah, it's like way
Go
better.
figure.
Not even close.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, a train's cowcatcher is like the ultimate collar of all time.
yeah, totally. Eventually, I'll have a train that's the front of it's my head, but not yet.
But John, if we do that, then that becomes like Pun City. It's all train puns all the time.
No. So let's save the money because it's two coins a lot for like
Yep.
one roll.
Yep.
So let's find some other ways.
Maybe one roll, but yeah.
Yeah.
We're fine. I'm happy to do a setup action where I either tinker with the engine or maybe I just try and shunt some of that electroplasm into overdrive.
Yeah.
I prefer the second. I'm actually probably pretty good with the second. Straight up attune allows you to manipulate electricity and electroplasm, so I might just be able to.
That's what I was thinking.
process.
Yeah, Chad has a good question. The Railjacks are tier 2, so wouldn't something like this normally be tier 2? Yes, it would if this was the Railjacks property and was their thing. As a crew among the factions of Duskwall, the Railjacks are tier 2. That crew, they work for the Imperial transportation faction that owns all this stuff, and that faction is tier 4.
Yeah.
So it's a little complicated because they're like a sub.
Well, and it's fair to say that if like Railjacks were trying to do this job with their own equipment, that they'd be in this boat. Like they wouldn't have a really fast train to get out there. This is an emergency vehicle meant for doing repairs and stuff like that. It's not.
They don't normally race trains either.
I mean, on the weekends they do.
They're usually on board. In fact, we kind of get a glimpse of one of those as this train is coming, bearing down on you. You see there's a railjack on top of the first car with their lantern lit, sweeping it back and forth. And you guys don't have lights on your emergency car, so that this train isn't aware of you yet. Anyway.
Not yet.
So, okay, so you're gonna do a setup action first, Oscar.
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna basically once I realize the kind of jam that we're in,
Yeah.
I'm gonna essentially like pop open the like little panel that has like the dials and the controls and everything, and like look in there, and then just like reach in with my hands, and I'm just gonna try and like shunt the electroplasm so that it goes into overdrive. I'm giving us afterburners.
Yeah. Don't you have a vial of electroplasm
I surely do.
hanging out in your inventory?
I love how this.
I don't.
I love how this episode is this is the Fast and the Furious episode. Like,
Right.
train.
So
Wow.
yep.
We gotta rob a train. I don't know. That seems foolish.
Mhm.
Family, let's ride.
Yeah, make you good.
Is
Just
the
jam
train
it in.
track angled upward ahead?
Do you think we could?
We just drift around the train. Yeah.
I'm about to turn this into a 10-second bump trolley.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we just need to like lift it up just so it's on one set of wheels, and then like
Oh man, great.
Skate past the train.
yeah.
Great.
You
Cool.
tear it off. Cantor's like standing next to you. You pull it out. He's got his hands on it. You pull it out from under him. It looks to you like this thing has a electroplasm like reserve, like a storage tank, and that's going into some piece of machinery, and that's going down below the thing into some gears, and this has controls to like safely feed the right amount of juice into the thing to make the
Yeah. Let's pull all them fuses and resistors out.
Yeah, you can just be like,
Short circuit.
fuck it, I'll just make it go.
Cram some pennies in there. And
So what is this? Limiters are for suckers, or limiters are for people not as good as us? Yeah. Let's
exactly.
do this.
yeah.
So the obvious devil's bargain is, regardless, after this is over, the engine on this thing is blown out and wrecked. Because you're just like, whatever. As long as we do get there ahead of everyone else, then we don't need this thing anymore. We'll just...
Is that correct? We have a different plan for getting this on our boat, as it
Well,
were?
presumably, like this thing has a locomotive, the thing that's headed towards you, and all the rest of them will have locomotives. So you'll have your pick of locomotives, presumably.
Presumably, right.
After this is over.
Hey, why walk across a bridge when you can burn it down? Let's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's high profile.
We're barely fitting on this thing as it is, and
Yeah.
it's not like assets stick around. So
Do we owe this back to Hoxley? Did we rent it or did we buy it?
No, it was nah. You don't know it back to him.
We spent a coin. It's ours.
Yeah,
Okay.
he figured it might survive the trip there and back, but otherwise, like whatever.
Cool. Yeah.
I will take your devil's bargain, sir.
Okay. So you're gonna attune. You're gonna dump your vial of electroplasm onto the control matrix or whatever it is, and attune the power. Instead of it just blowing up, you're gonna do your whisper thing and make it like go into the wheels to drive the wheels faster. Okay, I got it. I see what you're doing. Yeah, it's attune. It's risky.
Sounds good.
The risk is apparent, I think.
Mhm.
And regardless of how this goes, you burn out the drive on your pump trolley. And we will see.
I think I'm
Yeah.
good.
Cool.
Setup action
3,
goes.
2, 1, let's jam.
Hey,
Oh!
there we
Nice.
go.
Take it.
Nice.
That'll do her.
The level 4 attune, everybody. It's a beautiful thing.
It's hot stuff.
Well, it's 3 plus devil's bargain.
Oh, well, right, that's true. So do you want to improve your position? Or do you want to have greater effect for your follow-up?
I think we should go for effect because we're gonna get effect dinged by our tier being lower.
Yeah, I think the effect is the real issue
Yep.
here.
Yes, not getting hit by a train would be great.
Also that. Yeah, so it works. Like you attune, you channel, and Oscar's right next to you. Maybe this is the first time you've like.
All I see is him
There we
pouring
go, yeah.
pouring shit on the. I'm
was
like, what are
gonna
you?
say-
what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like pumping as hard as I can, trying to like get us going. And it's obviously me and my hard pumping, and not Oscar dumping a vial of goo into the engine.
Here's the good news, Cantor. You did it.
Yes, I'm so strong and cool.
All right. So the adults, you see Oscar. You concentrate, and the whole engine glows super bright for a second, and then goes completely dark. And you hear the whole engine, like the flywheel or the parts that are up here next to the controls, like stop kind of, but all the energy goes down, and you're like channeling it down into the wheels of the pump trolley, and they're like and they're all like
nice.
You
Oscar,
get like a little lightning down the lines behind us.
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, we totally get the afterburner effect.
Yeah.
Oh shit, do we go back in time? Oh fuck, boom.
Cue the Huey Lewis.
If you get credited,
we
we
gave
go back in time.
This whole series was building up to our Back to the Future RPG, everybody. Bam.
We're all gonna be Scottish.
Cantor, it's
Oh,
your
we're going
kids.
back in time before they broke the gates of death.
Oh boy.
Adam, switch the overlays. Here we go.
Yeah, this is the trick episode.
Oh,
No, I
boy.
think what we do see off in the distance, like we get this really wide shot way off in the Deathlands, and you see the little and then and it goes forward real fast, and like this shadowy, horrible ghost like looks up, like it sees the light from it. So yeah, everyone is like thrown backwards. Everyone's hanging on as the thing just accelerates, and it's not nice. It's like teetering back and forth.
We got the speed wobbles for
down.
sure.
Yeah, it's not pleasant at all. And the light of the locomotive is like coming much closer, and right as you're like hitting max speed, the light from its headlamp lands on the pump trolley, and immediately there's this huge like bwah! The engineer's like nailing the horn on the locomotive.
Like helpful, thanks. Like we didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
train. Thanks.
Where are we gonna go, train?
Yeah, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, thank you. I didn't notice you were there.
I'll detour.
He's not gonna run into you, as we said. You're on two different tracks.
Yeah, fair.
But what he sees is a pump trolley going like in the other lane that could just suddenly go ping and like be directly in front of him, right?
Yeah, it could. That's
So he's like, no, like whatever you're doing, stop it, is what that means.
yes. Please stop.
So I think there's two things here. There's Oscar's going to control the vehicle
Yep.
in such a way that you get to the place ahead of this thing. Well, I guess what it's going to be is we're going to see how much of a lead you have for Team Beta or whatever. Some group is going to disengage from the pump trolley, right, at speed, presumably,
Yep.
and switch the tracks.
Yep.
However that works, which you don't really know.
Yep.
Okay, so Oscar's role with his setup is gonna, I think, because of your increased effect here, you're basically on the same level as the
Cool.
train now. So you can do it. You can do it in one go,
We can get to the switching station.
and we'll see like how much of a lead you're able to give whoever's doing the switching.
Awesome.
And also how dangerous it is for them to disembark, I would say, is the other factor here.
Yeah. All right.
Are you able to like zoom ahead and like pull to a stop, or are you just like go and then everyone has to jump as the thing like whips past at full speed? So that's finesse. Yeah.
Yeah. Kendra, you want to be the one steering since
I mean,
Oscar-
yeah, like we got one die at best. So yeah.
One die. You can push yourself.
You can make it a group action. Both of you can
Yep, it could be a group.
work on it. I mean, Oscar is literally like fueling this thing. It
Yeah.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
You're both doing it.
Okay.
So.
What's my position?
I think we established it was risky. It was originally a setup action to do this, but it's
you're right. It's still
Sure.
risky because the Oscar's setup didn't change the position. Yeah, it's risky.
Okay.
Risky and standard effect. You can.
It would be more likely to succeed if it was desperate.
well, you can
No.
push for additional effect. I mean, you could.
If you push down to desperate, it'll be worse for like whatever bad stuff happens will be worse for
Of course.
whoever's par, but the effect will be better for whoever's getting off.
Yeah. Whoever has to. And I propose, even though I have no tinker, I do have wreck. I'm happy to leap on that station and solve the switching problem the RC way, and take whatever like risk you throw at me in terms of.
Let's do it. Let's go hard.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. So I think you realize in the moment, like, wow, yeah, I got to really control this. I got to finesse this thing just right, or whoever's getting off to do the.
Will become paste.
Yeah, they're gonna be.
And RC's like standing up at the front. She's like pulled herself to the very front of it, and she's like as close as she can to the edge, like so she's ready to just leap off of it and land on the station.
Okay, so Kanto, you're taking all the brunt onto the car, and you're leaving the switching crew. They're gonna have a nice soft landing.
Okay.
Yep. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So I have finesse 1, daredevil 1 extra die.
Yep.
Can I get any other opportunities for dice here?
You can push.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna save that for later when we're like dealing with train shit.
The other thing that you could do is you could risk a stress and have me also roll, which gives us an extra die to try with.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good middle ground between the two. Sure.
It's like a 50-50 for another stress for.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take the bonus die.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. Cool. So I got 2 bonus dice. Here we go.
Just one.
Yeah, it's great effect, not the standard because of.
I don't get both the daredevil and the other die, or is Oscar rolling that die?
The Oscar rolls the other die because he's doing a group.
Right.
He's
Yes,
doing a group.
yeah. So I just get I roll 1 die and then Oscar roll 1.
It's desperate and great effect. Yeah.
Okay. Let me.
And both of you are rolling.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Desperate.
You do have 1 bonus die from Daredevil.
Yeah. 1 bonus die. Here we go. All right.
Do it.
Not turn RC into marmalade.
Let's not turn me into paste.
All right. I got 5. That's
Okay. Let's see what Oscar. Okay. Poor man's credit.
No stress to you, but yeah, we do get 2 5s.
RC's fine. This is about what happens to the car.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Well, we got a 5. So
Nice. All right.
You both mark XP.
So you do it.
That's right.
You do it, and you buy Switcher Team some time, and the pump trolley eats it.
Yeah.
So it's probably RC Cyclops, some other people, our Switcher Team, I would assume. Yeah, Kanto, you're able to like finesse the controls, so it's wobbling and going crazy, and you somehow get it under control. So you don't slow it down, unfortunately, really, but you give them this nice smooth patch.
Mm-hmm.
You figure out how to keep it from going crazy.
Yeah. I think I get it in place, and then I'm just like, now, fucking go.
Yeah.
Because we only have like a second before it starts going all fucking speed wobbles again.
Yeah. And so we see RC and Cyclops like leap and then like hit these huge ash mounds in the Deathlands. These like sand dune type things, and we see them leap and we see them go poof poof, and like this big plume of ash flies out where they impact into the ash and sort of tumble harmlessly down the side of the thing. But as soon as they're off, like whatever control, I think what it is it's vibrating so fast that it smooths out. Mm-hmm. But then it gets out of sync, so it's like gone into it's
like a top or like a plate that's like wobbling, and then it ends up kind of for a second, and then it gets all off center. Yeah. So as soon as they're off, it goes tongue, and you see the front wheel like bite into the rail ties in front of you, and it starts like smashing like the wheel sideways. Sparks are
wow.
flying.
I'm glad you took the Devil's Burger trash, because we really trashed this Ford cart.
Yeah. So Switcher Team, let's say it's like half and half. Like half the crew is like off, half the crew is maybe on, and Team Car has a controlled crash. You pass the locomotive at speed, and you see the engineer like looking out the window at you, and the rail jack's on top of the car, like watching, like, oh my god, what are these guys doing? Have they been possessed, by ghosts, or like what's going on? And then we see the pump trolley like catch and tumble and smash through a dune and wreck. Mm-hmm. So that's harm for you guys. That's what your desperate consequence.
Nope.
It's harm. Yeah. Level 2 crash into a dune harm for you guys.
I think that this is a moment where I spend 2 stress and I basically just Tempest air cushion us, and the cart is gonna be dead.
Yeah. The cart's screwed.
What I'm mostly trying to do is save the crew, right? Like this is level 2 harm to everyone that's on board, which is 90% of us, right? So I think that this
half,
is just
half.
this is just the moment where, you know, I take the remaining like 2 ounces of juice or whatever, and I just slam the winds, and I basically use it to like cushion us so that we'll fall, we'll get buffered, etc. And I'm just trying to stop us from getting smashed with broken bones right before a job.
Nice. The whisper airbag.
Yeah.
Whisper airbag. Always
whisper bag.
Whisper airbag. Whisper security. Yep.
That's pretty good.
5-star safety rated.
The emissions are a problem though.
So tell me what I need to do, Mr. John.
I mean, you're using Tempest, which lets you do this at all. I think it's still a desperate action though.
Awesome, no problem. So
it's like split second, right? You got to be like wooga, like out of nowhere. Yeah.
So I'm pushing, which gives me Tempest and still gives me the extra die.
Right.
So
do it.
So desperate, standard, airbag.
Desperate airbag. You got this.
We'll see.
Oh, you got it so hard.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's some good shit right there.
Strash, would you like to describe what you do and then tell us what extra benefit you get?
Like this is just like us like surfing by on the thing, just flipping the bird to the people on the train, like, what's up? We're so cool. Amazing. New extreme sport.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Rail surfing.
Yeah, rail surfing.
The devil's
like
crit.
jumping, but a whisper catches you, right? So yeah, I think
the last airbagger. Thank you, Chekhov.
James gonna kill
boy.
me. All right. Okay, that was awesome. So there are 2 benefits that I would really like. The first of which is that we don't like either this power scares things off, or maybe it distracts things long enough so that we don't get like immediately jumped by crazy Deathlands critters. That would be a great effect.
That's a very good choice, because I was about to do that. So good. Yes. Okay.
And if I may be so bold as to ask for one additional thing, I think that once we get up, Oscar goes, well, that was lucky. So that it just seems like some wind hit us.
Totally. Yeah.
No, that's you can have that one for free. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that was lucky.
I love the idea that everyone's like flying through the air. Oh shit! Then suddenly just like hit by wind and fall down harmlessly. And like, oh yeah, that was fun.
I just like slide to a stop, and I like look over at Oscar. I'm like, luck my ass. That was my pumping skills, Oscar.
Awesome pumping skills, Cantor. I give you a high five.
All right.
Nice.
So
for the crit effect, if I may, I just think that for a split second, maybe the people that are in the winds don't see it, but all of that like black ash and everything takes the shape of essentially like shark-like clawed hands. The same way in the Mummy, you kind of see the face in the storm, and that's the power that might scare things off in the.
Yeah, I think we actually see it like back at our mystery ghost from before who saw the electricity surge. We cut back to that as the pump trolley goes off the rails, and this one is like looked up from wherever it was crouching in the Deathlands, and then other glowing eyes, appear behind it in the darkness, and there's like a small little group of these hungry ghosts, and they start to hungrily stretch forward towards the light, and then there's this sorceress like little it's like symbolic there is a wizard here appears in the dunes, and they're all like and they turn away into the darkness like, oh shit.
Nice.
It's temporary, it's still the Deathlands, right? You can't undo that. But yeah, you've kept me from saying, and now the ghosts attack you. That's been put on reprieve. So cool, nice. And I think also the other little moment is you say, well, that was lucky, and Cantor's like turn around being like, no, it wasn't luck, it was my pumping. But in the background of that shot, Cricket like squeezes Oscar's hand and like looks at you like like she totally knows what you did. You know? Oh, that was awesome.
Nerds.
Meanwhile, Team Switcher is like tumbling down the hill of ash towards the switching thing, and this train is like bearing down on the place.
Nice.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see the door open on the shack.
Yeah.
And a like legit railjack in the full gear, the heavy boots, and the helmet with the light on it, and his big lightning hook manipulator pole.
Oh, this is so much better than I was hoping for. Oh god, I thought I was gonna do this. This is perfect. Switching gear ready for this job.
They snap the door open, and then they're like searching back and forth with their helmet light, and it falls across you guys who are like tumbling around near the track. And everything is like happening at once here. It's train and everything. Crazy.
Yep. And RC, as soon as like through the thing, like practically like, muffled, she's like, switch the train. You know, she like pulls it down for a second to yell as loud as she can, and then puts the mask back up. And she's gonna keep running. I don't think the full impact of her words will come into effect until she's in front of him. But
you're gonna go for a command roll instead of
I don't want to do this if there's a railjack here.
A split second. Yeah, right. No,
perfect.
I get it. Yeah. I'm running up out of the darkness.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And,
cool.
About it.
Yeah, and I yell at the guy. In fact, I want to do a display of. I don't want to like attempt to convince him that I am a railjack. Like, I'm not trying to deceive this person.
Okay, I was gonna say that's a little tricky
because I don't think we resemble that, and like we're just a squad of peeps. So
to an average person, you probably do, but to a railjack, they're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah. So I, for the first time ever, maybe. RC has a gun. I've never used it, but maybe I got this back from Oscar. Maybe.
You're taking away my only gun?
Yeah, no, maybe I'm assuming we got another one.
You got a new one.
I got a new one, right?
I got like 40 goddamn guns.
Exactly. Yeah. This is one again, just leftovers.
Yeah.
But I basically roll up out of the thing and like, are there windows to the shack? Are there any?
Yeah, there probably are like almost submarine portholes that are in the side of this thing. There's like almost like pressurized circular windows with metal around them. There's like on either side of the door.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
the door's like an airlock kind of. So he's like coming through the space.
Oh, the door's like an airlock, like it's protected inside.
I mean, it's not like what we would think of as a fancy pneumatic airlock or something. There's two doors that seal, and he's coming through that space, but it's not like.
Cool. So I'm going to shoot out one of those windows and yell to him, the one that's near him.
Okay.
Yell to him to switch the train, and I'm like pointing at the direction. So I want to do some violence.
Yeah.
And then scare the guy into thinking that my other pistol, because I'm gonna have take myself a pistol or two.
We should talk about load. You guys are heavy, I assume.
Yeah. I'm heavy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so RC, you have a new special ability, which you're using right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you mentioned that.
Yeah.
You have Savage now.
Savage.
It says something like when you commit violence, it's especially frightening.
When you unleash physical violence, it's especially frightening. Yeah. When you command a frightened target, they take +1d. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what I want to do, is get this guy's attention immediately through violence, so that he has no question about like what I will do to him if he doesn't.
Could I suggest a slightly more savage pistol shot?
Yeah, sure.
Shoot the light on his helmet.
Yeah, I like that better.
That will definitely get his attention.
I wanted a target, and that's a way better one. Thank you.
Yeah. That will do the especially frightening violence, I think. He comes running out and he's about to say something through his mask, like, "Who are you?" or "What's happening?" or "Look out," or something. And boom, you hit the light, and he staggers backward into the doorway as RC jump on top of him with your heels, and before he can do something, you'll have your opportunity.
Awesome.
And you're yelling at him, "Switch the tracks," right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not giving any reason why. I'm just making it clear to him that he will be really hurt if he doesn't do that day.
Word.
Yeah, I think you have this opportunity. He came out here to see what the problem was, but getting shot in the face and some guy jumping on him was not what he expected.
No, what he expected.
And you're inside. He's inside the lightning barrier. You're running up to it.
Yep.
To pass through it, which is exciting, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm charging it.
I know you're just going to run through it anyway, so that's fine.
I mean, I don't have any. I cannot be convincingly terrifying if I'm afraid of the lightning barrier. Exactly. Yeah, so I'm looking at it like, oh shit, that's a terrible idea. Fuck it.
Well, you're a citizen of Duskwall. This is not the 200-foot high towers that protect the city. They're like 12 feet high and they're buzzing a little bit. So you're like, it's probably fine.
I'm not currently possessed. I've run a Tough Mudder. I've run through those electrical fields.
That's true. Yeah,
they don't feel good, but you get through them.
It's a little worse, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's command. It is.
I will point out that we were given extra time by the great effect on the trawler.
Yes.
I don't know if that really helps in this case though, because this is not a matter of time; it's a matter of.
It's this like how risky is it for RC here with this person?
Yeah.
I think all factors considered, I'm going to give you a controlled command roll here.
Nice.
Cool.
Team A, set you up well, and this is a very scary thing that's going on. Like
and I think
you're giving him a command. He knows what to do. It's not against some orders or something that he has. You're not saying like shut down the tracks or turn off the lightning barrier or something crazy. So that would be risky. I think it has to be controlled. I think this is
cool. Yeah. And just to point out in terms of effect, I think we also have scale in that we've got a bunch of dudes. It's not just RC. It's a bunch of people all running towards him.
RC happens to be the point of the spear, but there's a bunch of other shit going on.
It's not like he could just stop me and we wouldn't get to him. So I think from the
fear
factor.
It's also like standard in the sense that you can do it in one go. You're not going to have to convince him through multiple rolls.
Yeah.
He hears the train horn blaring. It's about to hit the switching station. He's not going to be like, okay, but I mean, wait a minute. What's going on here? He's going to be like, caught up in the moment or not. It's one or the other,
Cool. All right. So I'm going to roll controlled standard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to give me a Devil's Bargain? Do you have one? I'm not.
Honestly, I think you're taking one. You're running full tilt through the lightning barrier.
Oh, okay. I'll take that then. Yeah.
I think we already said it.
Awesome. I'm taking that Devil's Bargain. Full tilt. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. So I've got +1 for Savage and +1 for Devil's Bargain. And there we go. The devil is on our side.
That's right. And awesome. Nice work.
Thanks for watching, everybody. That was a good train heist. We'll see you in the next.
It's all ours. We have all the trains. We run the train company.
I was so terrified. I was going to be rolling like 0 dice in finesse or 1 die in wreck in a desperate situation. And then you're like, there's a guy there. And I'm like, yes.
That did not occur to me. I was like, man, how are they even going to switch the tracks? They don't know what they're doing. And then I was like, well, I mean, these guys, Railjacks wouldn't just sit inside the thing and be like, I hope everything goes okay out there. It's their job. Mm-hmm. Like they would definitely go out to see what the fuck was going on. So yeah, nice. The Devil's Crit is back. So you do it.
It's been gone so long.
What happens is you jump through the thing. You don't notice this because you're caught up in what you're doing. But what you see in the shot, your air tank and your hoses and your gas mask stuff and the grinders like slicker, they all get hit by the lightning barrier, and we see the air tank thing like go and snap and buzz, and smoke comes off it, and the breathing noises in the mask like stop. Your grinder's coat gets all seared on the outside. They're very heavy duty Lockport like coats that they wear in the acid rain there, so it doesn't destroy it or anything, but it gets all
yeah.
The gas mask is like useless. You land in the guy's face. Maybe you pull it away so you can yell at him. And you get some extra benefit. Maybe we can say what it is.
Yeah, I think my extra benefit
with your orders.
What I'd like is what I'd like is for RC to have made like enough forward momentum that the rest of the crew sees her like and they stop instead of all of them ruining all their gear. So RC's gear is going to be like wrecked, but she gets enough momentum that that they see I think that they see that like he is terrified and they halt before going through, if that's doable. I'm also happy to resist that for them, but I don't mind if her gear is all trashed. I just don't want half of our team to be.
No, I think that's a great crit. Yeah.
Okay.
You have the presence of mind, even maybe to like hold them back or something. So they pull up short and don't, because it's their instinct to follow you.
Yeah.
And to jump into danger with you. But so that's smart.
Yeah. And we've done that before where RCs tell them to like fight defensively, hold back.
Right.
Because we're about to seize an opportunity. Never because like we're going to run or anything. It's like because like hold off for that second. So then
and it's not their nature either. Like left to their own devices, this gang of savages is going to jump over you and this guy, run inside and start killing everybody inside the house. Right. Yep. That's definitely what they would like to do.
Yeah.
So you like wait.
Right. Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
So this guy, like, instead of asking questions and being like, who are you? What's going on? You say like, switch the tracks. And he's like, and he's scrambling backwards and he knocks the inside door open and the light spills out. And you see there's like, it's like a little dorm space. There's a bunk bed. There's a table. There's a heater and a cook stove kind of set up. It's like a really nice ice fishing cabin or something, you know.
Nice.
Yeah. It's like appointed with various little niceties and all very sort of low tier, but it's a place that some guys can be stationed on a shift for.
So I said I want this.
Yeah. There's two other railjacks inside.
Okay.
One of them is like putting his gear on, and the other one isn't. The other one, there's a telegraph machine, like some kind of simplistic message sending dots and dashes kind of thing on the wall where they can send stuff up and down the lines to send signals or receive messages and stuff.
Yeah.
He's sitting at it and he turns and looks as you come in. And then there's this, like, to you, ridiculously complicated thing on the wall that does stuff to the train tracks. But this guy just knocks the door over and he runs over and is like, pulls all these,
yeah. I think that when I finally get through, my articulator is like, I know that RC doesn't have sharpshooter. She can't actually reload it this fast, but I'm hoping that in the moment he doesn't catch it, and she might not either. She just like cocks the gun and points it to his head again as she gets up there and it's like, switch the tracks and sends him running in.
Yeah. The mask is hanging loose. I guess RC's grinder disguise is not a huge Scovelander beard. It's I don't know what it is.
She's got some fake tattoos on her. Okay. She's got like henna tattoos on her face.
Nice.
So do you point the gun at him and say, "Switch the tracks, lad"? Or
yeah. Well, we'll find out how good our costumes are, but yes. Switch the tracks, the imperial scum.
Oh, nice.
Good stuff.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
excellent theatrics.
And they do. Team pump trolley. You see this train like going full speed. The tracks switch, and it takes the turn way too fast.
Yeah. And I'm just watching it, and we can see the train in the like goggles of my mask, and I'm like, please crash.
Yeah. Here, well, let's find out. Fortune roll for the train.
It's tier 4. It's good at this.
Yeah.
Maybe not good at this.
Stays on tracks. I'm not going to let it roll all its tier dice because this is
fair.
A terrible situation.
It's not a thing it's used to.
But I think it gets a roll. Like, it probably has like really fancy brakes and everything. So
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, Cantor bought us extra time by going
That's
for
true.
great effect on
That's true.
on the roll, and RC got great effect on the.
And just to be clear, is this the train with all the explosives?
This is one of them. There's more
There are
than one.
multiple. Yeah.
Presumably, once you get this taken care of, the rest of them will be switched off onto the sidetrack. I'm gonna give it 2 dice. Seems that's like a pretty decent gamble. Here we go. Okay. Yes, with a butt.
Mhm.
So yeah, so Team Trolley, you see the thing like it's like the brakes are sparking, throwing debris everywhere. It hits the corner too fast. The locomotive makes the corner just fine. The munitions car behind it turns and tips over and spangs off. The connector breaks, and the munitions cart slides sideways across the surface of the Deathlands. Make another fortune roll. I just realized, like, yeah, let's do that.
Well, you know, it's good because there's lots of soft ashen surface to land on.
That's right.
And it's sliding. It's sliding, right? Like it's not just like dropping
It's
from a
sliding.
massive height and like shaking, you know, or being lit on fire.
This is a fortune roll for the munition safety packaging. The tier 4 team of Imperial engineers and quartermasters that load the train are responsible for this.
Did they short their supply?
Let's see how they did.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
they
did.
did great.
So safe.
They did super great.
Yeah. Extra padded.
Yeah.
Every
They're
bullet
expecting
is in its
yes.
own giant cardboard box.
Yeah, it doesn't explode, but also it doesn't crack open and spill the shit all over the place, so you have to collect it up. The thing just slides to a stop in this with pushing this huge pile of ash in front of it. Slides sideways, and it's intact. Everything is in
So
place.
we, I guess we should be running over there to like shoot people who didn't die in the crash, right? Like,
Pulling out blow torches and stuff in case those doors don't open on their own.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's the plan, right? Everyone rushes.
we
Right.
fall
So-
on the train, and
To
my
be-
main goal is like anyone who's alive or conscious gets a bullet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you're running the railjacks, the ones that were on the munitions car are like scattered across the landscape, and you see a few of them staggering to their feet and starting to trudge back. A few of them are just face down on the ground, not moving. The locomotive finally comes to a stop. That railjack jumps down and starts running towards the hut, which is going to intercept with you guys. And the locomotive slides to a stop at the end of the switch track and starts to like ease down its engine and it's cooling.
How long do we have before the next train? Do we see like the next train
You
coming?
don't see the light right now, no. Yeah.
Okay.
They're all supposed to be within an hour of each other, roughly.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
it's plenty of time to murder everybody and steal some shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I'm gonna also hang on. Oscar bought you guys some time, so I'm just gonna make a clock, and I'm gonna not fill the clock yet.
No, thank you, John. I'm gonna clock and I'm gonna fill it
Yeah,
up.
weird. It's already full. These clocks are crazy.
I'm making
Like a 1-tick clock. It's just a circle. Just
It's like it's not so much a clock as it is a dot.
I didn't tick the clock, not fill the clock. Ghost attention clock is what I'm making, and it does not tick during that. Oscar keeps that from happening. Okay, so
Otherwise-
yeah, Cantor, the first guy you see is this railjack. He's running towards you, and he's doing this, and through his gas mask, he's going like, over here, you know, like help.
Yeah, I'm gonna help him to the grave. Yeah, so I'm running over, and it's just pistol just poof, in the face.
Yeah. So it's dark. You're out in the Deathlands. He has there's cover, there's wind and miasma. There's
Oh yeah.
bad shooting conditions. What I'm trying to say. If he was just out in the city, Cantor just pop, you'd take him out. But this is weird. It's
I could have brought a fine rifle along. Could I do that instead? Could I just be like blam and wait for the next one and just pick them off as they come out of the train?
Yeah, mark your load for your fine rifle.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
That is
You can have electroplasmic ammunition. Too.
I see that on my sheet. We're gonna hang on to that one.
Give me a hunt roll. Let's see if you like take this guy out or if he's just down and bleeding.
And the fineness of the rifle bumps the effect up, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It's like a fortune roll for hunt. He can't avoid you, but let's see if you can. If it's just a wound.
All right.
It might matter.
Okay.
So like controlled standard. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. Nice. Yeah. So you hit him in the center mass, and he drops down to his knees and then flops sideways into the dirt. A little ash cloud, and his helmet light is like lighting the ground around him.
Yeah, as the goon squad is headed for the train, I'm basically just like eyes up, looking for any change in the train's silhouette and then shooting it. So as people climb out of the broken car or like stumble out bleeding, they're just taking them out one at a time.
Okay. That's interesting. Give me a risky hunt roll now. Here's the risk now. You pop the first guy and the gunshot just echoes across the Deathlands. It's like utterly silent out here now, basically. So this is a test of like, do the surviving Railjacks realize what's going on and Cantor like has to go and get them, or are you just like smoothly like bang, bang, bang?
Yeah. And I'm imagining the rifle that I have is like a Winchester or whatever. So it's like you shoot it and then you like cock it with the
Got a lever. It's got an internal magazine.
Yeah, going from guy to guy. Yeah,
it's very, very fancy for Duskwall technology.
Yeah.
Totally. The hottest new thing in guns.
One might say it's fine.
Yeah,
right,
it is.
Exactly. Okay, you want me to make another hunt roll?
Yeah, it's risky this time. The risk is whether you can do what you just said. Do you smoothly just take them all out as they emerge, or does it become this cat and mouse thing? You have to keep dealing with them.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Standard effect.
Sounds good. Ooh, not so much.
Okay. So I think you take out that first guy cleanly, and then you see the next Railjack comes out and like realizes something's up and rushes behind a dune, and you hear like shouts from the other guys. So you can now, Cantor, you can like hold your position at the switch track, or you can go off and like hunt these guys down and finish them off.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna separate and
into the dunes.
I'll let the team do their job and I'll go do mine.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you head off. You've got guys that. Oh, sorry.
And I think what I was thinking here is that now my intent here is if I can't pick them off from a distance with my rifle, this is when I switch to the pistols and we go into not to be trifled with mode, and I'm gonna try to get up close and just like fight them as many as I can at once.
So you're just like run off into the dunes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, Cantor style, right? It wouldn't you standing at a distance with a rifle.
Yeah, that was just to get us started. That was just
that's not what the audience wants.
Prime the pump. Yeah,
audience wants.
Well, and what's funny is there is this moment where I shoot the one guy and I'm just like, yeah, I'm so smooth, and then I shoot the other guy and totally miss, and I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah. Plus, like their Railjacks, like the Deathlands is like where they operate, so they're just like shit and they scatter.
Yeah. And we just see as the rest of the team, like as Oscar and those guys start moving towards the train, we just see me run by with my guns out and my ass just being like, "Rah!" Like running off into the fucking swirling mess to try to
remember
take
to say some Scovelander, some grinder thing.
Yeah, got back here to you.
You shoot the locomotive, you're like, pew, 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 pew. Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm all about it. All right.
The cool and smooth sniper canter lasted for one
shot. Yeah. Exactly one shot.
Nice.
All right. Well, it's time for our next break, I think.
Yeah, let's do it.
So let's do that, and then we'll come back for the rest of it.
Cool. Stick around. More adventures of the Bloodletters when we come back.
Soon.